Cheers. I'm about to take you through some of the most unhinged content I've ever seen on this platform. It's called Guys and Dolls. My partner is a lifelike doll, and I have sex with it. You thought incels were bad? Welcome to the world of doll maxing.
For some people, finding a partner in life can be difficult.
That's insane, bro. Not for me, it's a skill issue.
For others, it's almost impossible.
Why do I not feel bad? Somebody tell me. Get ripped, get your money up, stop being a weirdo.
10 years ago, a small factory in California began making an alternative partner. Each is tailor-made to suit every taste.
Oh, taste is crazy, bro. I prefer a big booty Latina.
There are now 3,000 real dolls across the world, providing some owners with the love and companionship that real women cannot.
I don't know about that. I think a real woman has got a lot more to offer than a f***ing doll. She's kind of hot.
Currently, I'm living with my parents. It's a little embarrassing. I think there is definitely a sense of disappointment.
Is that a foot?
We're living in each other's pockets. I mean, it's the sort of problem that's like brought to the fore literally every other day.
I cannot wait to see the absolute looker that's about to be on screen.
I think,
Holy shit!
the thing my father finds really difficult.
Dave Cat. Oh, these people do it to themselves, man. They do it to themselves. The physiognomy doesn't lie. Why does this look like the type of dude to fuck dolls?
About my relationship with Shi-chan
Shi-chan.
is the fact that she's not alive, you know, she's not a human being. He sees it as unnatural and strange.
Your dad sounds based.
He's the sort of person to whom strange is something to be avoided, something alien.
Look, all I'm saying is, if I lived my life as a man and I actually gave birth to a son who grew up to only be in relationships with dolls, I'm sacrificing him at the top of a volcano.
It's all well and good if you're creeped out by dolls, but, you know, I have to live with a person who is creeped out by them. So...
You ever think of getting a job? You ever think of moving out? Taking your fucking kink somewhere else out of your old tradcon parents' house?
As a result, Shi-chan spends like 99.9% of her time in my room.
Stop referring to her as if she's alive.
Yo. All right. Woohoo, we have the place to ourselves. This is probably a good gauge of when I'm happy.
Oh, we have the place all to ourselves. So precious. I guess it's no different when you're 13 years old and your mom leaves the house and you just hit an absolute goon sesh.
Being really alone, but with her, you know, is a good sense of happiness. A good solid happy time would be like when I'd be in bed with her.
I haven't seen this in its entirety yet, okay? I've only skimmed through this, and I knew it was an absolute heater. This is next level.
Not actually having sex, but just like lying next to her and appreciating her, especially like in the really early daylight, just being able to see her.
You're still sleeping in the same bed that you grew up in. Ew! Everybody knows that you need a quality mattress if you want to get anywhere in life, which is why this video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Their Memorial Day early access sale is running right now through May 12th, so it's a perfect time to upgrade your mattress. You can get 30% off an Elite or Luxe mattress plus 2 free pillows, or take advantage of the 25% off site-wide sale. Check out the Helix site for more details. Guys, I've been sleeping on Helix mattresses for over 4 years now. That's how confident I am when I say Helix mattresses are simply the best. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding customized to fit your needs, conveniently shipped in a box right to your doorstep. You don't even have to leave your house. The Helix lineup offers 20 unique mattresses, including their award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections, the Helix Plus, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers, and the Helix Kids mattress designed for growing bodies and endorsed by child sleep and medical experts. Everybody's different, and Helix knows that. That's why they designed a sleep quiz that helps match your unique body type with your sleeping preferences. I happen to sleep on my side and stomach, and I prefer a medium mattress feel, which is why I was matched with the Midnight Luxe. The mattress comes rolled in a box, and it's super easy to set up for yourself. It took me just under 5 minutes to carry it up the stairs and watch my new bed spring to life. Best of all, every Helix comes with a 10-year warranty. They offer flexible payment plans and even have financing options available. So a great night's sleep is never that far away. I love my Helix, and I think you would too. If you're in the need for a new bed, check out Helix. Their Memorial Day early access sale is running right now through May 12th, and it's a great time to upgrade your mattress. You can get 30% off an Elite or Luxe mattress plus 2 free pillows, or take advantage of the 25% off site-wide sale. Click on the link down below and check out the Helix site for more details. And thank you to Helix for sponsoring this video.
Being alone is one thing. I don't mind being alone at all. However, I cannot stand being lonely. And it's just, that's something that more people, I would hope, would understand. That's why idolaters have their dolls.
A what? Idolaters? You learn something new every day. There's a name for these type of people. Idolaters. Like idolatry, but people who worship dolls.
Kissing her is really interesting because it's the one thing that I really like about, like, real dolls as opposed to a lot of the Japanese dolls.
She looks like a victim. I'm just gonna say it. It's the fucking blank, dead stare into the abyss that never changes. She can't even close her eyes.
With the exception of a couple. Basically, real dolls have mouths that open, and this tends to freak people out when they first see it. But she actually has a removable tongue.
What in the fuck is going on? She's got a Yoshi tongue.
This is one of 3 tongues that Shi-chan actually has. There's another one that's curved. I can't even remember why I have that one. But the one she originally came with when she was shipped in 2000 was straight, and it didn't have like as much detail.
Hey, you know, different strokes for different folks. On Tuesdays, I'm feeling the curved tongue, but on Thursdays, I'm feeling the flat frog tongue.
It's actually redder, but they're kind of fun.
I bet.
When she first came into my life, it was sex, 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 sex. And now it's just tapered off to where it's just like we're just there for each other. We're always there for each other.
Yeah, I mean, the honeymoon phase, you guys just couldn't stop fucking like rabbits. But now it's blossomed into a mature relationship where we understand each other on a deep spiritual level.
She's an anchor. Shi-chan is an anchor to me because it's just like I know what to expect with women. You don't really get that.
Each doll costs around £4,000, and for those able to afford it, the dolls are worth every penny.
I mean, think of a real girlfriend. You have to pay for her food, her coffee, her place to live. I mean, you multiply the amount of dates and then you get married and you have kids. I mean, you're better off just getting a doll.
For some, money can buy you love.
There's nothing inherently wrong about an inanimate woman, okay? Children play with them all the time, but nobody bats an eye. But, hear me out, dolls as an adult are a multiplier, okay? If you're a fucking creep and you have dolls, you're now a turbo creep. But if you're a grown-ass man and you have action figures and you're into like anime or some shit, you're still weird, but I don't get those psychopathic serial killer vibes. If you're weird before the dolls and then you get dolls, you're going to be extra weird. Check your hard drives. FBI, open up type shit.
That's my 48th scale F4 Phantom in its Vietnam War colours. I think that's my best model, actually. It's my favourite airplane.
You couldn't just stick to model airplanes? I have a feeling I know that you're into something else, buddy.
Had a very pleasant morning in bed with Virginia.
What are these World of Warcraft random generated names? Dave Cat and Everard?
So we should go and see what... I think she's sleeping it off now. She's,
Go fuck yourself.
yeah, she's still asleep.
Really? Because her eyes are wide open.
And that's, of course, her sleeping face.
No, I spoke too soon.
That's one thing I had to do, was change her face from the eyes open to the eyes closed face. She just lies there. They're very static.
Now, there are entire portions of this video that are completely blurred out because I assume they're way too revealing and vulgar for our virgin eyes to behold.
They just don't react at all. But if you don't mind that, they're good fun. They're certainly better than going without any female company at all.
There are some men that have just given up. There's no vigor. There's no virile energy. There's no edge. It's just, goop. They are spiritually Augustus fucking gloop blobs of melodramatic energy, puss boy behavior. Ugh! It gives me the ick as a man because I know that everyone is capable and deserving of love as long as they're willing to give themselves a shot.
Well, that's the nearest I ever got to having a real girlfriend. Was this woman that I knew for several years, actually. But yeah, she was older than me, but very attractive, and she kept fit. She went to dance lessons and so on.
When I was a kid, there was a local horror story of a serial killer who would chop up women and paint their faces with makeup, and I can't shake the two things in my brain. Like, this is synonymous with the same type of energy. He could be the nicest guy in the world, but in my brain, he is a full-fledged serial killer.
And she told me she was actually in the Wrens, the Women's Royal Naval Service, but unfortunately she didn't have her uniform still by the time I met her. Because I did ask, and yeah, I haven't seen her since.
Psychologically speaking, there are certain behaviors across the board that most neurotypical people will find disgusting. And painting dolls' faces and using them as sexual partners has got to be on that list. You would be hard-pressed to find a person who doesn't find this absolutely batshit insane and contemptible. To me, it elicits a similar response when you see someone being cruel to animals. Just that moral repulsion that you can't shake.
50-year-old Everard works as a computer technician
Check his hard drives, please!
and has spent much of his life living alone in the south of England.
It's a thing that's always bugged me, why I'm just treated as an outsider.
It's such a hamster wheel of pity. People probably treat you like an outsider at this point because you fuck dolls. It's not rocket science. The first step to being accepted by women or the masses is to not fuck dolls and present yourself on camera as if it's just a quirky hobby. If I had this perversion, not even Batman himself could get me to sit down and film a documentary about it.
Although I'm in a place where there's some attractive-looking women around, they're all unobtainable, as far as I can tell. But having my real dolls at home makes it, it's not so bad, because I can get back home and I've got my women there.
Something tells me even if you had a chance, you would still fuck the dolls.
Since getting his dolls, Everard has become an avid photographer.
Smile for the camera.
In public?
I have an insatiable thirst for beautiful women of different types.
For silicone?
One doll is not enough. It's, if I have one, then I see others, and I want them as well.
Classic men, am I right? Always cheating.
It's what real dolls are about, when they just look so real. It's because their attention is directed. The fact that Rebecca is looking at something she's reading and Louise is looking down at the same thing while she's leaning in a more or less realistic way. The photos give the dolls a life. They're almost like family photos. Makes them seem more real.
It's almost like when you position them, they don't move.
Everard's mother, Kathleen, was the last person he lived with. She died 11 years ago after a long illness.
And that's a room with my mother's things in it, pretty much as they were in the nursing home when she died. Ever since then, it's just, just preserved, really. Don't spend much time in here, really. I just sort of look to see, oh yeah, everything's in its place. Check that her clock is correct and her watch. Not that she needs it, but I just try and keep everything as it should be.
Obviously, he has an insane trauma response to his mother passing, where you can't touch anything in the room. We all know that trope, right? I just don't think your mom would approve of the dolls. That's all I'm saying.
Some of us, anyway, don't really know how to cope with when somebody dies, when your mother dies particularly. It doesn't seem to quite make sense. She would probably have preferred it if I had a real woman, but I think she would rather that I had real dolls than just remain completely without any female company at all.
Imagine your mother, the woman who brought you into this world, has to now roll over in her grave because you decided to end your bloodline because you have an insatiable thirst for silicone pussy. This is a skill issue, and I will die on this hill. Get good, okay? Life is Dark Souls. Go easy on them. They obviously have to have... Shut up.
My dad, he left when I was about, I think I was like 6 months or a year old. I have maybe 1 or 2 memories of him, but one of them is like he was in a garage throwing knives at a door. Damn, that's the only memory I got of him, when I was a baby. And basically my mom raised me. I found that relationship with humans are only temporary.
New challenger approaching. Dave Cat, Everard, and now we got Gordon.
And a lot of people think I'm cold and insensitive saying it, but everybody that's listening to this, think about when you was a 5-year-old or 6-year-old kid. Think about the friends you got. How many of them are still friends today?
This is like the low IQ version of I'm 14 and this is deep. You're not supposed to have the same friends when you were 6 years old. I'm sorry.
I guess I'm different than most people. I can bond with inanimate objects. I've had that poster for over 20-some years, that car in a garage I've had for all my whole life. I just get attached to physical stuff.
These shots are crazy. Like, props to whoever filmed this, but they're really selling home the creepiness of this. I don't need to see the foot up skirt angle.
This is Patricia. This is a girl I had living with me about 10 years ago. And she took this about a week or 2 weeks before she left. And look at the date, and it's like November 19th, so she left about 2 weeks later, which was really kind of cool because it saved me from buying a lot of Christmas presents. So I spent the money on myself instead. So the nicest thing she ever did for me, she left.
What? So you're capable of attracting a woman. The
reason I know I can't get a real girlfriend over here, or I couldn't get a human girlfriend over here, is because of the way I look. I got bad skin, I got bad teeth, I'm too thin, but I know it's because of the way I look.
A lot of the advice for looks maxing is rather basic and not applicable to everyone. But sometimes it really is just get a haircut and dress well. He's got bright blue eyes, sharp features. He's got a self-esteem problem.
One time I met this girl at a friend's house, and we talked a while. She seemed pretty nice. So I asked her out. She said, okay. She said, but I don't have a phone. She said, I'll call you. All right, so I wrote my name and number down on a piece of paper and gave it to her. So about a week goes by, and she called me up on a Saturday night. She said, Gordon, what are you doing tonight? I said, I ain't doing that. What's going on? She said, well, I got a date tonight. Can you come over and watch my son for me? I was like, I don't think so. From what I've seen, all the ones I've met, they just want to use somebody,
I'd rather fuck a doll than be a cuck. That's what he just said.
I'm convenient. I used to be easy before I got Ginger and Kelly. Oh yeah, I used to be everybody's doormat, but I'm not anymore. It's all about what I want to do now.
So his inability to form genuine relationships because he thinks everyone is out to get him, he has now regained control and agency over his life by becoming an idolater. That won't ostracize you even more from society. You can stay perfectly content and goon max in your cave all you want.
When he's not working at a local factory, Gordon enjoys spending his time at home. An only child, he grew up in rural Virginia. He's never left.
Some people are hard capped in bronze elo because of their spawn location.
This is a Glock 40 caliber. Needs to be cleaned. You see all the dust in it. Need to clean the thing. And a Tech 9mm. I used to carry this around. But it's big and bulky.
I genuinely cannot think of a more hoe-scaring combination than guns and dolls. No fucking wonder you don't get any play, my friend.
And then this is a Mac 90. It's basically like a cheap version of AK-47.
A sexually repressed demon on meth. I'm good. Keep me far away from Virginia.
Oh, I don't like thongs, high heels, or any of that stuff. It's a turnoff to me. Anything that makes what most people consider sexy or erotic is a turnoff to me, because it makes a woman look like she's been had by 100 different guys.
She's in a schoolgirl outfit. Oh, it's rough. I just realized.
You know, it'd be like going to a restaurant and somebody putting a piece of meat in their mouth and spitting it back on a plate and handing it to you. Here, you want this? Like, oh, hell no.
Well, when you're already classifying women as objects, that's the sort of logic you're going to end up with.
Mom got me this for Christmas about 14 years ago.
And he's got a claymore just laying around? Could you imagine being the person filming this? Thum, thum, thum.
I'd say for me the sex is better, because in the back of my mind when having sex with a real woman, it's like, damn, I hope I don't get her pregnant.
Oh, so you're retarded.
I'd rather live with them in a cardboard box in a frozen terrain than live in the biggest castle on a planet without them. I'll put it that way. Because as good as the sex is with them, the peace of mind is even better.
That image is on a CRT TV, which means he's been making sex tapes of his dolls.
Knowing that all the lies and all the deceit and all the times I've been used, it'll never happen again. And that's peace of mind to me. Everything's here the way I like it. I do whatever I want. Don't answer nobody. It's almost like being your own God, living in your own world. I mean, the only time I got to do anything I don't want to do is when I'm at work. I got to answer to my boss then. That's just 40 hours a week. I go out to the store once a month, get my supplies, come back. That's it. Other than that, I'm here doing what I want, doing my thing.
Some people just don't deserve to live.
Like, say, she's the heaviest. She weighs 100 pounds. Then hooked in the back of her neck.
He's going to chain her up.
I mean, 99% of the people out there probably think I'm crazy, which is fine with me, but it's probably one or two who probably agree with what my lifestyle, and they should try it. They might like it. It might work. And if you're my age, 39 years old, and you haven't found a human companion yet, you probably never will.
I don't know what's crazier. The fact that he's 39 years old, or that he's a serial killer.
So if you get a real doll and don't work out, I mean, you really haven't lost anything. I mean, you didn't have nothing to begin with.
These shots are insane, dude.
What's gonna happen to Ginger and Kelly after I die? Well, I thought about it, and I thought maybe I'll have them buried with me. Because after all, I'm pretty small, and they're not very big. And I think we'd all fit in probably a slightly oversized coffin. Then we could all turn to dust together.
Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him that the dolls aren't gonna turn to dust? I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious. Who do you think down below is the scariest? I'm going with Gordon, hands down. There is something off about Gordon.
We sell to Australia, Japan, China.
Those are some absolute milkers. Oh, give daddy some milk. Oh.
Korea, Spain, everywhere in Europe. We get about 400 orders a year, and we ship about 7 dolls a week. I've had people ask us for pregnant real dolls.
Howdy, partner. You got any of them pregnant Asians back there?
And I think the weirdest one and that kind of freaked me out was the guy that wanted the 80-year-old looking real doll.
Not a granny fucker, bro. She'll be giving you all the gum jobs.
Pubic hair is an option. They can have it shaved, they can have it natural, they can have it trimmed, and in various colors that we offer.
You already know Gordon's going for bald. Oh, that's just... That's too dark. I'm sorry.
Oh my Lord, we had a man one time that he wanted it up to the belly button and all down through the back.
Deborah, I will offer you a job, sweetheart. You don't have to be working at the plastic factory, okay?
I've had customers say to me, you know, I'm 50 years old and I'm losing my hair and I'd never be able to get a real woman that would look like this. But the real doll can give me that.
But it can't. You know, there's just one problem. It can't.
Most people that say that they wouldn't ever have sex with a doll actually would.
Hey, you know, I try anything once. Am I right?
I am very flattered that my dolls have such an emotional place in certain people's lives. Those are the ones that I feel the best about, you know, that I've actually changed their life for the better.
It's not really the same as being a painter and being proud of your painting, because other people are jizzing loads into your work.
Certain people benefit from these dolls, you know, the same way that certain people benefit from...
You know, why does bro have a bunch of dolls tattooed on him himself?
Everybody doesn't have problems with their feet, but some people do. And everybody doesn't have social interaction problems, but some people do. Some guys cannot talk to a girl. And I certainly think that having sex with a piece of rubber that's exactly shaped like and feels like a woman is better than never having sex.
I'm sorry, but I'll be the first to admit I struggle with empathy. And I don't give a flying fuck about these people and their inability to attract a woman.
I wonder if it might be worth also taking along some hairspray. It might be a bit big, the can of hairspray. Let's have a look. I don't know, would that fit in a bag? Yeah. Okay, she's got hairspray in a bag. And in this little compartment is her little bottle of perfume.
Just a lifeless dolls, just perpetual kill me look on their face.
Got a badge for her, just so that people don't try rescuing her from a car or any other situation thinking she's a real person who's, I don't know, gone catatonic or something.
You know, it goes beyond just craving companionship and feeling lonely. Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a river. Because these people can go get a dog, a cat, a bird, a fish, or a lizard to keep them company. But no, they have to tell us and describe in detail how great of a time it is to blow fat nuts inside their fucking dolls. Hard-capped IQ, bro, I can't. I can't pretend to sit here and feel bad for these people. Start over, next game, next lobby, GG.
Well, my self-image is based on the fact that I fly hang gliders. That's what sets me apart from the common man in the street.
That looks like Philion if he was a doll.
I would expect women to naturally be attracted to the kind of guys who do exciting things.
Buddy, you could be an underwater lumberjack, but that doll thing you got going on cancels out everything else in your life.
And they'll try and look interested and impressed, but actually all they want is some bloke with a pint of beer in one hand and a pack of fags in the other, who watches soap operas, I guess. They're just not impressed. It's completely baffling to me, the whole thing.
He's trying to rack his brain why women don't like him. Fucks dolls. Hello?
So yeah, I mean, here I am, a superhero, but it's deemed irrelevant. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's just me and dolls for the rest of my life, as far as I can see.
You know what? That's probably for the best. I don't know what this guy did in a past life to deserve this negative of charisma, where he's only able to love non-human things.
But there are worse things in life than living with dolls, really.
I don't know. This might be up there. This might be the worst type of life I've ever seen.
It's tough to choose. This is really nice. Look at this.
Who is this guy, bro?
I lead a fairly happy life. You know, I'm very involved with a lot of clubs. I have some great friends. You know, I have some good hobbies. This one here is fairly inexpensive, right? See what I'm talking about? If you don't pay a lot for a wig, that's what you get. But between you and me and a fence post, I'd be crazy not to be looking. Somebody to share this world with, you know, and I am. In the meantime, I'm having the most fun that I can.
Does a guy like this have to change his underwear 9 times while he goes shopping? Just, pure ecstasy and bliss as he examines all the different archetypes of dolls available to him.
If there's anything about these dolls where you spend money, it's on the wigs. More realistic looking, which means more realism, better sex.
I feel like there should be a background check if you're going to buy a wig. Is anyone in your family undergoing chemotherapy? No? You just like to play with dolls. Interesting. What was your name and address again?
You can have Harley-Davidson motorcycles as a hobby.
Mike. Bro's name is Mike.
You can have windsurfing as a hobby. You can have owning a sailboat as a hobby. You can have sex as a hobby. Yeah, she's a cute one, isn't she?
I don't know what he's doing behind this blurred screen, but my mind is going places I don't want to think about.
We have spare pubic hair in case the pubic hair in the doll wears out or needs to be replaced. This pubic hair came from Sweden. It's actual real pubic hair. Evidently the Swedes don't have a problem donating their pubic hair for money.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm actually gonna fucking throw up.
I actually would like a girl in my life that knew about me every way and was okay with it.
Well, you don't deserve one, buddy.
Unlike most doll owners, 48-year-old Texan Mike Kelly does have a girlfriend.
Who?
Her name is Jodie. And though their relationship has just begun, they seem well matched.
I would never use the word marriage or anything because that scares men off. And actually at this point in my life, it scares me off. I could see it being long-term with Michael.
Something tells me she's not aware of the dolls quite yet.
I met Mike through the internet, and I liked what he had to say. He said he was open-minded, which is somebody I needed. And I inferred in my introduction that I was open-minded, and that's what he needed.
There's open-minded, and then there's being a creature of the night.
And he said, the first time he met me when he saw my stud, he says, yeah, she's open-minded. Okay, this is a good beginning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She sucks it from the back.
Jodie is intelligent, talented, fun to be with. You know, has many of those qualities.
Well, you know, I've been around the block a couple times.
There is a possibility that Jodie and I could have wedding bells in the future. Yes, I would give up the dolls for the right woman. I could do it.
What is the overlap between planes and dolls, bro? It's gotta be just autism. You know what's insane to me? The economy is collapsing right now, and a lot of kids my age can't even afford, paying their bills, and let alone buying a house. And there's doll fuckers who own houses. They own real estate. These people are in our society.
The things I really liked about mannequins, I'd have to say, were their beauty and their stoicism.
If Seneca just heard you say you like mannequins' stoicism, I think he would choke you out and carve your dick off.
But it's just a still beauty that, is incorruptible, I guess you could say. I remember as a child...
You ever press randomize on a character generator in an RPG, and you get an outcome that you didn't know people could even look like? This is what's happening right here.
One of the things that did happen is that I and my mother had gone downtown via bus to Winkleman's or whatever store or whatnot. She was trying on clothes, and while she was trying on clothes, I was apparently found talking to a mannequin lass in a tennis skirt. No idea really why when you stop to think about it, but
Go figure! Yuck!
After living together for 6 years, Dave Cat's doll is now in need of repair.
Yeah, she's a bit worn out.
Her limbs are, they're loose. Basically, over the course of time, a doll's limbs will become very loose and floppy.
Which is just like my dick.
Shi-chan is about to embark on a 5,000-mile round trip to see a specialist doll doctor on America's West Coast.
These idolaters must have different money. This is not cheap. I bet they're the only ones who can go band for band with furries.
She'll be away for 3 weeks, and it'll be the longest they've ever been apart.
I'm missing her already, I can tell you that. That's no lie. But it's just, I guess, a reconciliation that my sweetie is actually going to be away for quite some time.
I think I would kill my son. I think I would murder my child in cold blood. And I know how I would do it too. I would drop kick him down the steps. And right before the light went out of his eyes, I would rip the doll's head off and say, "I'm your god now."
But then, that's also bolstered by the fact that she'll be back and in really good condition. There's an obvious sadness going on because we'll be missing each other.
From a filmmaking perspective, this chair is perfect. It's like neon purple and so goddamn juvenile. This is the most documentary I've ever seen.
I guess it'll really hit me once she's actually in the crate and on the van. She'll be sat in that crate for several days. Yes, I will be alone. It's something I really don't like to think about, but that's what it's going to be.
Be safe, sweetie. I love you.
Keep showing me videos like this. You're going to get a radical side of me. I don't think any of you are ready for.
When she returns, it will be pretty much like a second honeymoon.
Yep, she's off to the body shop. I hope this truck driver doesn't have his license and they actually veer off a bridge and go out in a fiery blaze of glory, and then the silicone doll melts into a puddle of indistinguishable muck and then drowns at the bottom of Davy Jones's locker and then gets swallowed by a blue whale and shit out. And I hope it's all captured on a GoPro and sent to this guy's house.
Some of the things that I do are minor. Small cuts, replace teeth, replace the vagina lips. Those are small jobs.
It looks destroyed to me. Shit.
I don't even want to know what's going on. The vagina area just looks like a grenade went off.
And I'm running out of vaginas. Sex in itself is almost like a violent act. The dolls are made for it. They can handle a lot of physical abuse.
Real doll expert Slade Fero has been repairing dolls for 10 years from his home in California.
Holy shit, this is the Hattori Hanzo of real dolls.
Dolls come from far and wide for some much-needed care and attention.
Love it when they fit together like that.
Do you see the face of that doll? Patty, can we get a zoom in on that?
Fetch me their soul.
Dave Katz's doll has just arrived.
Yep, just like I thought. Not packed well, just hanging there by threads.
I keep telling my clients, you need to pack them well.
When that doll shows up here in a crate, I have a very serious sense about a job that needs to be done. I have a responsibility of an object that somebody spent a lot of time, effort, and money to get.
Blood is struggling. Imagine the smell and the fact that guys have been dumping fat nuts. What if this guy fucks the dolls without the doll fuckers knowing?
She doesn't look too bad. She doesn't look bad at all. She's fine. She's got a little bit of work, but doll's in good shape. Looks good. Better than I expected. She's pretty too.
What do you mean she's pretty, bro? It seems like the hidden tech for transporting dolls is shitty Staples office chairs.
I like a lot about it. I've always had little G.I. Joes as a kid and Barbie dolls and human figures and model kits and things like that. And this was just a really different step in all that same direction.
Yeah, it's the natural evolution of playing with action figures and trains.
So she's just got some loose joints, you know, like in her elbows, very loose, and
she's got a floppy you know, I'm gonna have to tighten that up, add an extra stitch. Oh wait, her asshole is blown out. I'm gonna have to replace that.
Her shoulders are loose, her knees, but these are really relatively easily solved problems or issues. Just with a small incision, we'll find the joint.
Looks like she's got a teeth thing, you know, she could probably get a new set of teeth and probably even some
lowers. Oh, nice.
How do rubber teeth decay?
My girlfriend Rebecca, you know, of 4 years, when we first started dating, it made her uncomfortable. It made her uncomfortable physically. Her body, she felt, didn't look like that or wouldn't look like that.
If you're a woman and you get self-conscious and actually jealous of a guy's doll, 1, you gotta be absolutely clipped. 2, seek God.
I was jealous of the fact that he was around them, and I was looking at them as these just perfect creatures, and I'm like, okay, I don't look like her. I'm not gonna look like her. To me, that's not reality in my world. That's not what I look like. That's not what I'm gonna look like. That's not what people I know look like. I don't know, the jealousy thing I think I've gotten over. But still, just looking at them, I've come to terms with the fact that they're fake. I don't think he glues on pubic hair and goes, oh God, I wanna lick that pussy right now.
Come again?
I don't think that I don't think that he thinks that way. I don't think he thinks that way about women in general. So it's not something that I'm jealous over by any means.
Why do I feel like that's exactly what he thinks?
I've had sex with a couple of dolls. Over the years that I have worked with them, there have been a couple of dolls that I've had that were, you know, amazing.
What?
This 100-pound doll came to life. Like, it's pushing back. It's not just like, you know, I'm pushing on it, but all of a sudden it's starting to push back, and it's creating motion and friction, and the weight of the product and how it behaves in this manner.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm gonna have an asthma attack. Stop, chill. He's describing back shots from a sex doll.
Is very stimulating. It was an amazing thing, you know, very lifelike, very realistic.
Tell me you haven't had sex without telling me you haven't had sex. What do you mean it was lifelike? Yeah, I was pumping her, and then all of a sudden she just started throwing it back. I was like, whoa, this is some crazy motion going on.
It's a done day. When she gets to Dave Cat, she's still gonna be sitting in her chair.
You know, I had to test her out though. Great doll. Great doll. She's got moves. She's got moves.
Welcome to Real Doll Heaven. Okay, this is Wendy. This is Sandy, Misty, Christy, Jazzy, Brittany, Lexi. This is Lexi, my #1 doll. I actually use this one quite often. Tell you the truth, I like it. And she's in good shape.
He's checking the flop on her tits.
Over the last 5 years, Mike's doll collection has grown to the point where he no longer has space to store them.
That's when you know you got a problem. You have so many dolls, you just run out of space. Casual.
The relationship he has with his dolls is confusing for new girlfriend Jodie.
I don't know to what extent these dolls play in Michael's life.
Bitch, he's running out of space in his house.
Michael has said that he uses the dolls when he's not in a relationship, that they're for masturbation only. And so now that he's with me, I think he has reiterated that several times.
I can change him.
I think Michael might not be telling me something, and maybe he's afraid to.
She starts to smell like fish. So you learn to clean them after a while. Doll owners may be looked at as perverts. I don't want to be seen as a pervert.
Look at the grime and crust. That doll has a patina of cum.
You know, the bottom line is if I wake up at 3 in the morning, which I have, you know, with a raging heart on, I can go in the garage, grab a doll, throw in her bed, go for it. You can't necessarily do that with a woman. She's a person, she has a mind, you have to ask. And she has a right to say no. With a doll, the sex may be awesome, and it is, but still they provide zero companionship, absolutely none. Have somebody to talk to, have somebody to have dinner with, somebody to share a movie with. You're gonna want those things, and the dolls give you none of that.
He wants his cake, and to eat it too.
Jodie and I have reached a point in our relationship where we should be sharing more of who we truly and really are. You know, what makes us tick, what makes us go. I think we have it all. She looks good.
What do you... What do you mean she looks good, bro?
If she's the right woman, why wouldn't she be okay with the dolls? My birthday would be a perfect time to test that boundary. She's coming over, so she's going to discover the true extent of my hobby.
Dave Cat and his doll have now been apart for over 3 weeks. Shi-chan has had all her joints tightened and enjoyed a full makeover.
And her p is feeling very tight.
Brute force is gonna get this thing open in the next couple of seconds. Wow.
This looks like young Michael Jackson unboxing older Michael Jackson.
Every now and again, I'll still make some sort of half-hearted attempt to date organic women, but then I realize it's pretty much a fool's errand. I prefer knowing the security that Shi-chan provides me because there's no variables, there's no bizarreness that may or may not occur.
I don't think the world's finest psychologists could unpack what is going on here. I'm just gonna lay out the fact that there is a blanket of comfort that these men bask in, and they refuse to have anything disrupt that baseline comfort, that security that makes them feel warm and where they're able to just goon forever. And that, in my opinion, is the root of all of this.
You know, there's always a constant. I like things constant, and you can't really get much more constant than a doll.
I can't think of a more anti-human experience than constant, instant gratification. Tell me I'm wrong. Every single thing in this life that brings us happiness, fulfillment, and true joy is the exact opposite spiritually of what is going on right now. Which is why I think this comes off as so inherently vile and anti-human for all of you.
Mike's girlfriend Jodie has just arrived for his birthday party.
Mike, it's me.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi.
She's about to meet his dolls for the first time.
Oh, look at this. This is sweet.
Mike, why are there 4 chairs and only 2 of us?
Well, let's open the wine.
Bring it on. I can handle it. Tell me exactly what's going on. Let me be the judge, if I can deal with it or not.
You poor, poor soul. Imagine being so oblivious and naive, not having the self-awareness to realize that there is no bottom for men. Men can go lower than the Mariana Trench. They can go lower than the 9th circle of hell.
You know, I don't like being in the dark. I don't like secrets.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Notice how her immediate reaction is to laugh. But that laughter is going to wear off. Because right now, she doesn't know how to react, and she's masking her uncomfortableness with humor.
Oh my God. Michael. Oh my God, Michael. Is this it? Are these the 2 you have?
No, there's more.
There's more?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
8.
How many?
8.
8?
That one question was all she needed.
You have 8? Over how many? Oh, how long a period of time?
Oh, I have no idea.
Why is he stanced up like that? Cock to the world, knees slightly bent, athletic stance. Yeah, I tapped that.
Do you use all 8?
Not at one time. Be pretty tired, wouldn't I? You can see it now.
I need a beer.
Sure.
So how often do you
Oh, like once a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop the cap. You have one for every day of the week, and then another one.
I like that he talked to me about it. It's just a part of who he is. Because I know when I come over, it'll be all about me, and I'm perfectly fine with it.
She just looks at the cameraman. Get me the fuck out of this house. What do we do? I don't know. What the fuck do we do? Please, let's get out.
I applaud him. Good for him. Good for him.
Ta-da!
But if Michael said he preferred sex with dolls over women, I would break it off.
Dude, she better not have let Michael hit. You cannot recover from that on your resume.
You know, I'll move on because I do require, at this point in my life, I require more.
Seems to be that things are going to go quite well now. We get along very well as friends. We get along very well as sexual partners.
A week after Mike's birthday party, Jodie decided to end their relationship.
Oh, thank God. I was getting worried for a second. We lost Jodie. Well, that was the best, worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If you made it this far, you are without a doubt some of my strongest soldiers. And while you're here, you might as well check out the second channel where we're uploading like crazy.
What?